Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. All right. So, I hope you guys are having a phenomenal night. If not, do understand and get phenomenal night, day, honey, wherever you are. Okay. Do understand it is going to get better once your perception gets better. And so, I wanted to do a video. In this video, I guess I'm going to be kind of like really vulnerable talking about this. So, um, okay. So, I haven't been in a relationship for about, I want to say, for about 5 years. I know that's so long, right? And the reason being is a lot of you guys know, or if you don't know, if you are new to my channel, I welcome you. My name is Dina Bryant, okay? Honey, but you probably knew that already because you're like, who this girl? Okay, my name is Dina Bryant. I make these content videos. Well, I am a content creator, okay? I make videos, inspirational videos, vlogging, I think I'm gonna do some mukbangs, okay, later. Probably this week. But anywho, so yeah, that's who I am. Okay. I'm a mother. I have 4 children. And yeah. So I haven't been in a relationship for 5 years. Okay. And the reason being is I am I think I've been paying a lot of attention to or probably been looking for stuff, right? And you know when you look for stuff, you're gonna find it. But I definitely been paying attention to red flags and give you a backstory. Okay. So in my past, I would get into relationships, right? And the relationships I would get into, I would basically settle. The reason why? Because I was afraid to be by myself. Okay. That's why. Right. And that was one. And then also, two was because I have children. And my whole perception before was, I have children. Nobody is going to want me, with children. So I might as well settle and stuff like that. Remember this. If you feel that way within yourself, you are going to attract people that are going to reflect back to you exactly how you feel. So if you feel like, desperate, right, you're going to attract people that is going to feel that energy because we attract what we are. Okay, not who we say we want. Okay, honey, you gotta feel it to heal it. Okay, and so that was like one of my things I used to feel. And why? Because what society says, right? And even I had an uncle who once was like, well, he told me about my son, like, it's not about you anymore, it's about your baby, right? It's about him. And that is another myth I want to debunk because let me tell you something. If you're not good, you can't make sure no one else around you is good. Okay, so you got to understand you have to be good before you can make sure anybody else around you is good. And that includes you being a mother. Okay. So getting back to it. So I had met, let me see. I had met about 5 guys, okay? And you were probably like, damn, all 5 of them. So the first guy that I had met, we was talking on Facebook and I just seen like I just felt like one, he wasn't interested. Like I felt like he had a alternative, like probably for us to do something. And one of the things that I had told him because I'd be straight up front in the beginning, like, oh, I have 4 children and stuff like that, because I don't want nobody to think that they getting into something for just we just gonna have a good time. Now I know, right? In the beginning, you meet the person and stuff like that. But I tell people up front what it is that I'm into. Okay, like this is not just a good time over here, or I done that. Okay, and so that guy, I had told him I was like, listen, okay, I don't do just texting. One of the reasons why, when you first meet a person, right, and my belief is you need to be able to talk to them over the phone, okay? Because if y'all just texting, you can't tell what the person is doing in the background, if the person got a girlfriend or a wife or whatever it is like that. So I'm very blunt when it comes to like us first meeting, right? And so I guess when I told him, he just was like, okay, but I guess he didn't. He probably thought like, oh, she desperate, like she got 4 kids, she desperate, right? And so I told him at one time, and I noticed like he kept on texting, so I was like, okay, I was like, nah. So what I did was I deleted his number, and so when he texted me, he was like, I deleted his number, and I didn't even know that I took him off my Facebook. Like I took him off my Facebook, or for all social media platforms, because I was like, why have him like around whatever when I could just take him off on all platforms? And when he texted me, he was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, who this? And he was like, such and such. And I was like, oh, you could delete my number, right? Because my whole thing is, in order for me to get different, I have to be different. Okay. I have to understand that self love is a must. I also have to understand that there's no outside. Okay. And when I say there's no outside, I have to understand that if I'm looking for things outside of me, okay, if I'm operating from lack or scarcity, I will get more of that. So I had to start changing my outlook on how I see things. Okay. So that was the first guy. The second guy, mm, so the second guy, I had met this guy while I was walking, and I didn't even know that the guy was like on the side of me. You know when you walking, because I was like in my own world, and the guy was on the side of me, and I had my headphones on, and like he had tapped me, and I turned around, and like he was basically talking, and honey, I was like, I was like really in a different world. So I turned around, and he said something. I was like, who you talking to? And he was like, you, right? And I had, actually I was going inside this store so I could buy my grandbaby something. And he was like, oh, could I get your number and stuff? And I was like, you know what? Although I was then like he was very nice looking, but it was like I think I at times like I don't want to say I'm being too picky, but like looking for things, right? So he was nice looking, but I know it's so silly. His shoes, like he had like these shorts on with this shirt, and then he had these like dressy shoes, and I just was like, I don't know, but me and him was talking like we was texting and we talked over the phone. Did we talk over the phone? No, we didn't talk over the phone. Oh, the reason being is because I knew I wasn't that interested in him. And in the past, I would get into relationships where as though I knew I wasn't that interested into the person, into the guy. And then what tended to happen was, um, I'm with them, and then I start growing resentment because maybe I want to change them. Maybe I want them to be the way I want them to be, and then ready somebody. Honey, you can't change no damn body, okay? So that guy, I pretty much told him like I was blunt. I was like, um, you're not my type. And at first, I was going back and forth with myself because I was like, well, maybe give it a try and just see. And I know what just seeing and giving a try means. But I just told him. And the other three guys, it's been pretty much, the texting thing. I think what it is that I'm afraid. Okay. Like, I done spent so much time with myself that I am kinda afraid. And also one of the things that I'm thinking about is I don't want to get into a relationship and I feel like I have to depend on somebody, or I guess like me being on welfare and stuff like that, and the guy is, you know, look down like, oh, you on welfare and stuff like that. And I know it's all belief systems. Um, and I've been on welfare, like getting food stamps when I was in my previous relationships, but now it's just that, well, I was on food stamps. I wasn't on cash or anything, which I'm still not on cash. But nowadays it's just that me being a content creator and me focusing on this, I guess is more so like, oh, I want to build my money up first. I want to, do these things before I get into a relationship because I don't want no guy holding that over my head, right? That's mainly really what it is. And then also fear, right? And then I think I'm looking for shit, right? Like I think I'm really like looking for stuff. It was this one guy who had hit my, and that's another thing because I be thinking like I don't know they um if they text it like I listen, okay, me being a content creator, it really like definitely changed like my outlook on things. Like I don't want people to, people that meet me on social media and then like we start dating and stuff and then be like, oh, I've been what, like I don't know, that's how I feel, that's how I'm thinking, okay, although I was promiscuous in the past, but nowadays I'm just, I look at myself so different compared to the way I was before, okay. So I guess when the person come along, I know, right? One of the things I'm going to say is this: if you have a belief system about yourself, like if you feel, like I said to you guys earlier, like I felt like nobody would accept me because I had children. If you don't dismantle that belief system, you're going to attract that. Okay. Um I'm a firm believer of the laws of the universe, and I do believe in law of attraction. Okay, you are deserving and you are worthy. Okay, and you don't have to rush it. You could go on dates. And speaking of dates, okay, maybe that's what I need to start doing. Just date and go on dates and stuff, because it was this one guy who sent me a message, and at first I was like, I don't know, you like kind of cheesy. And the reason being, I can hear somebody now. She got 4 kids and she talking all this other stuff. Yeah, sure do. It's called standards and boundaries, honey. Yeah, and when I didn't have them, honey, I felt it. Okay, and so nowadays, yes, it's so funny because when I had 2 children, I didn't have none of this. Right now that I have more children, I have it. Okay, right? And don't think like, because you have children, you ain't gonna meet nobody decent. That is not true. That is not true. That that is not true. Okay. You gotta get rid of that belief system. And that's what I'm doing, right? Getting rid of the belief systems and building my confidence up and my self esteem. But don't feel like you gotta settle in order for you to have or be in a relationship, okay, because it's not true. But it was this one guy who sent me a message on Facebook, and one of the things that he said, like, he was like asking me about my children going to the same school as his children, and he was like, oh, I seen you, I do it. Our children went to the same school. That, I don't know. To me, it's just like, oh, okay, right. But he was like, if you ever in need for a date, like hit me up. And to me, I just was like, who? If you want to go on a date with me, like that's not how you say it. And I was like, maybe he's afraid to ask like me out on a date. But one of the things that I'm a firm believer of is men know what they want. Okay. And if you're afraid to ask me out on a date, then chances are you gonna be afraid of other things, right? And I know we all have fears and stuff like that, but like I said, men know what they want, and if they want you, honey, you gonna know about it, okay? And so in the beginning, I definitely pay attention to energy. I definitely pay attention to, how a guy is, and how they approach me. Okay. So there you have it. All right. With that being said, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. Okay. And I catch you guys on the next one. Peace.